I'm Paul White, and I lead the Truth Project. I grew up in a church home, great parents, great home environment. Went off to college, and like many kids, kind of wandered away from the church for a while. Came back when I graduated. Was fairly involved in my community. Not so much in the church. I would sit in the church on Sundays and suck it in, but I wasn't giving a lot back. I lost my brother in 1983. He died from AIDS. He was one of the first 500 to die from AIDS. At the time, the religious right took a very dim view of the gay community, and I just felt that if that was Christ's plan, I didn't want to be part of the party, and so I disappeared from church for a long time. But I was selling planes on the side and had a stroke on a Saturday morning on an airfield. And I was a vegetable for about an hour, and as they're loading me into a helicopter to medevac me off the airfield, it's like somebody threw a switch and I'm fine. And I knew exactly that it was the hand of God. It was just one of those moments where God was so in the middle of it, and I wasn't going to fight with him on this one. And through that journey, I learned that even in the tough times, as dark as things get, you can only do the best you can do. I think it's the epiphany that really changed my life. When I came down, my pastor up north had encouraged me to find a church where the pastor really understood grace. And I was going to church services on Saturday night and church services on Sunday morning, trying to find a church. The bridge was not on my roadmap. And I'd gone over to the tax office on Manatee Avenue to pay the property taxes on my house, and I was driving past the bridge, and I thought, well, that's a strange name for a church. I went home and I listened to one of Pastor Mark's sermons, and it was pretty apparent that he'd read the book. My wife and I had been sitting in the seats. It's one of those deals where all you're doing is leaving a butt grease in the seat on Sundays, and I'm going, I'm just not getting fed, and I realized I'm not getting fed because I'm not extending myself. It really is a two-way street. And I think it was about May, we joined a membership class. Pastor Tony used to do a membership class. It was, I think, 7 or 8 weeks. And we did not have a small group ministry at that time. There was about 15 of us in the class, and when the class got done, we all enjoyed being together. So we decided we were to start our own small group. And of course, we expected Pastor Tony to lead it. He and Shirley did that for about 3 weeks, and then he says, okay, somebody's got to step up. And I drew the short straw. We've had that group together ever since. The group we have today certainly doesn't look like that group, and people have wandered in and wandered out, and many of the people in that group are now leading small groups. But that's where it got started, and I've been leading a small group ever since. When you hit the rough spots, the family is always there. You can always count on your group as your family. The relationships I've made with my groups over the years, and there's been a lot of people who have wandered through, and it's just great to have so many friends. I'm surprised I probably have more friends in Florida than I have, and having lived in Pennsylvania for 45 years. Sometimes we forget that this is not just a group of people who are getting together to share a journey, but it's a group of people who are getting together to share a journey and celebrate Christ in their life.